Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. Finally, I'm back here with my fantasy football update on this current 2024 conquest as I've been video evidencing my fantasy football seasons for the past I want to say just 2 years, and me claiming to be in the greatest fantasy football player ever. Now, this is going to be a lengthy video because I need to show and explain a few things to you guys. So here we go. This season, I did two teams. I shouldn't have done two teams. I usually only do one team, draft one team per season and focus on one team. This season, I decided to do two because I figured that, being that I think I'm just that good, just that great, that I can bump my winning percentage back up either back up to 60%, which is, very highly elite, or close to 60%, somewhere around that nature. And unfortunately, one of my leagues, I pretty much was horrible. We're just gonna go ahead and get that out the way real quick. That league, I was horrible. Let's go to that league real quick. We're just gonna just do just a quick little take so I can just prove to you guys that I'm not trying to hide anything or anything like that. Let's get the over league. So in this league, my team name in both of my leagues and each and every season is Coach Chimera. Coach Chimera. That name let me go to this season. I want to go to this season. Let me see something. What's going on? Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can get there. Man, they're not letting me go. I guess I can't. All right. Well, anyway, so this league right here, I ended up being like 5-9, which of course, I didn't make it to the playoffs. I just wanted to show you proof that I didn't make it to the playoffs. I was 5-9 in this league. However, in this league, I did make it to the playoffs, and let me just show you how great of a coach and great this journey was. So check it out. So this league, I did make it to the playoffs. I ended up being the number one seed, 9-5, right? There's another 9-5, and then the rest is 8-6. And I pretty much got the number one seed. I edged this dude out in points only by like 8 points. But up until just this last week 16, week 15, I was seed number 4. I was ranked number 4, and I had been number 4 for like the past 3 weeks. I'm gonna say 3 to 4 weeks. I've been number 4 for the past 3 weeks, and then all of the teams that were ahead of me, far as because it was like this: Kobe was number 1, Black and Blue was number 2, Durham Bulls was number 3. I was number 4. All 3 of these dudes, Kobe, Black and Blue, and Durham Bulls, last week, all 3 of them lost their games to their opponents. And I won mine, which propelled me to take the number 1 seed because we're the only other team that's number 9-5 is Kobe, in which he lost his. And as you can see, I'm on a 3-game winning streak. He's on a 2-game losing streak, 3-game losing streak. Pretty much, I got the hottest winning streak so far, going up until end of the season with 3 games. And I'm the number 1 seed. So now check this out, because this is what supreme coaching is all about. Let me show you the moves that I did, and so you see how great, how great that I am, dog. Look at this. All right, so hold on. Let's go back to the standards real quick. So I'm going to show y'all something. Like half of my team that I drafted it's not even my team no more. It's all about working that waiver wire and knowing who's going to perform, maybe not perform, things of that nature. So let's just get it real quick and show y'all something. Hold on, let me go back. All right, so we can go back. Okay, so this league that I'm in, that I went to the playoffs in, it started week 2 because when I did the draft, it was like the same day that that the week 1 games was going to start or a day before, but for some reason they put us in week 2. They didn't allow us to play week 1 games, which is all right. I mean, we're all playing the same games. It's just like, we love fantasy football. We like to play, all the games during the season, but for some reason, they took away week 1 because we didn't register within their time frame or whatever. So, but anyway, here it goes. Okay, so week 2, which is the very first game, I won 113-10. Right? Let's go into see what the matchup, so you can see what my team looks like, and you'll see how my team changed as the weeks progress. So here you see I got C.J. Stroud, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, Bijan Robinson, Joe Mixon, Pat Freiermuth, Marvin Harrison Jr., kicker, defense, Keenan Allen, Ezekiel Elliott, Alan Lazard, Brandon Cooks, Alec Pierce, Alexander Madison. So we're just going to go through this week by week because it's a couple of things that you're going to see, like you're going to like think to yourself like, wow, I can't believe you made that decision, or that decision was a gutsy decision in which it worked out, for the best for me. So let's get it. So week 3, I lost to Black and Blue. Pretty much had the same team, nothing different. Oh, well, this is different. Okay, so I picked up Chuba Hubbard off the waiver wire. As you can see, again, Chuba Hubbard is not on my team. Look, C.J. Stroud, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, Bijan Robinson, Joe Mixon, Pat Freiermuth, Marvin Harrison Jr., Cameron Dicker, San Francisco defense. As you see, Chuba Hubbard is nowhere on my team. I picked them up after, week 2. I picked them up after week 2. And the reason why I picked them up is because I was like, after week 1 and week 2, I always scour the waiver wires to see if any potential players is gonna, is left, any potential players that's left on the waiver wires that nobody picked up that may have a big season. And of course, I got Chuba Hubbard. And if everybody, we all know that Chuba Hubbard has had an amazing season. This is definitely his best season. Look at these points. Like he's like the top 12 running back, and I got him off the waiver wire. Most of my Super Bowl wins, like I got 2 Super Bowls that I won within the past 5 years, and each and every one that I won, I've always picked up somebody off the waiver wires that was pretty much that became a superstar on the low. And honestly, that's one of the main reasons. That's very important. The waiver wire is very important. And the reason I feel like Chuba Hubbard was lost or forgotten in the sauce and still left on the waiver wire is because of last season's production. He wasn't really doing well. I don't even really think he had that many double-digit point games. You know what I'm saying? Chuba Hubbard was not really talked about last season because he really was shitty. Let's just be honest. Chuba Hubbard really didn't do anything last season to keep him on the minds of fantasy football players for us to even draft him. He was just that garbage. But when I looked at it, I'm like, well, shit, he's a starter on the Carolina Panthers. They don't really have any backups, behind him that's looking and attempting to take away carries from him. He should be the clear one workhorse back for Carolina Panthers. So I picked him up to see how that was going to go, because I'm like, I need if he's going to be a clear workhorse back for the Carolina Panthers, then I can definitely put him on my bench and work him some way, work him into my lineup. And lo and behold, he did. Like, he came through. Chuba Hubbard is one of the reasons that that I made it to the playoffs. Him and a few other people. So we're going to go ahead and continue, because you're going to see as the weeks progress who else I picked up that became a very reliable asset. And it was a person who I did pick up off the wires. He's the sole reason. Well, I'm not gonna say sole reason. It's a team effort. But if it wasn't for him and his production, I wouldn't have won that game, and I would have I would have had an 8-6 record. And depending on how many points, I may have made it to the playoffs. Well, I still would have made it to the playoffs, but I wouldn't have been ranked the number 1 seed. So this is what, week 4 I won. Week 4 I won. So it's never really sure here. Let's get to the weeks. Let's go ahead and fast forward to the weeks where stuff start to get hectic, and more moves that I made, because Stephon Diggs eventually gets injured and got placed on injured reserve. And luckily, and that's another reason, that's another way, to make it to the playoffs. Fortunately for me, my season, I've had all of my players have been healthy for the most part, except for, I think Stephon Diggs was the only person who got injured. But most of my players for the season has been healthy, which is, a great, one of the major reasons why I was able to make it to the playoffs. Because, for example, whoever drafted CMC, Christian McCaffrey, for the season, which of course was the #1 draft, I know they're hating life because ever since the week 1, he hasn't played. He hasn't played no games of the season. He's been out all season dealing with these injuries. And this is another coaching decision that people make. And I just, I feel that I'm an elite coach. I wouldn't have picked up Christian McCaffrey just because of his prior year's injuries. It's like, why would you want to roll the dice on Christian McCaffrey from wasting your #1 pick, being that he's had a couple of seasons in the past where he gets injured, he's out for the majority or the whole season. It's like me, I can't take that chance, not in fantasy football. You know what I'm saying? I can't, even though when he's 100%, he gives you the best production out of all the running backs. Well, he's shown to give you the best production out of all running back. But it's like every season, like you're rolling the dice on Christian McCaffrey, and if he's out, you're pretty much, your season is fucked. If you're #1 player, your #1 draft pick goes down, your season is fucked, pretty much. This is week 6, week 7. As you see, I won that. Let's go to week 7. Because I want to get to the week where I picked up another person off the waiver wire that propelled me and was like, let's get to it. That propelled me to the Super Bowl. And so I can explain to you guys why. And of course, it worked out being a very smart, keen decision. Another decision that I made. So as you see, I still got CJ Stroud. Week 8, I ended up dropping CJ Stroud. Let's see, when did I drop it? I want to say around week 9, week 10, week 11, because he's only been doing 11 fantasy points for a quarterback, and in my opinion, so I dropped him. So when we got to week 10, I dropped him. He's only been doing 11, averaging. No, okay, I still got him, but I put him on the bench, and this is when I was thinking about dropping him. So I think it's around week 11. I just said F it and totally dropped him. No, still got him. Okay, still got him. Okay, this is where I dropped him. As you can see, I dropped CJ Stroud, picked up Justin Herbert, and I also got Bo Nix on the bench. The last week, as you saw, I had Aaron Rodgers. But yeah, I ended up making the decision to drop in CJ Stroud because 11 points, 11, 12 fantasy point averaging for a quarterback, to me, that's an L. That's not going to cut it in my book. My quarterback, I need my quarterbacks to at least average no less than 16 points. No less than, because 11, I mean, as a quarterback, man, you mean to tell me you can't get 250 yards and 2 touchdowns? If you can't give 250 yards and 2 touchdowns, you're not going to cut it in my book. I understand that Nico Collins got hurt, and that was a major lack of that ended up being a major lack of production for CJ Stroud's production. But even when Nico Collins came back, he's been still averaging around the same amount of points. Also, as you see here, I end up picking up Jerry Jeudy, which has been the highlight of the last half of the season. So, I lost this game, 97 to 136, but I ended up picking up Jerry Jeudy, and let me show you why. So that's week 12. Let's move on to week 13. As you see, I win this game by less than a point, 131.38 to 130.58. Jerry Jeudy had this game Monday night. If I remember, this was Monday night when the Broncos played Cleveland Browns. This is the Monday night. This is my Monday night miracle that I won because I'm here. I'm down by 35 points. I'm like, there's no fucking way Jerry Jeudy's gonna put up more than 30 points for me to win this game. I've already I had already baked into my mind that I was gonna lose this matchup. And that was going to be what was I going to be? 7-5 or something like that, 7-6 or something like that. But anyhow, I just knew I was going to lose this game because I'm like, Jerry Jeudy's never put up over 30 points in his career, let alone any VAR receiver put up over 30 points. You just know he had a monster game. That's pretty hard to do. I'm like, there's no way Jerry Jeudy's going to do that. But lo and behold, he ends up giving me 36 points, and I win by less than a point. Had I not won this game, I would have ended up being 8-6 and not taking the number 1 seed. But Jerry Jeudy is the sole reason why I won this game, and I was I was jumping for joy, so elated because Chuba Hubbard only got me 2 points. Like I was definitely supposed to lose this game. You know what I'm saying? I was supposed to lose this game. Anyway, week 14. Then I just go on a hot streak. I beat Kobe. Week 15. I end up beating this scrub. Week 16. And here we are in the playoffs. Now, they got this guy projected to win 114, 106. I'm mad because Joe Mixon is playing the Kansas City Chiefs, whose run defense is very, very strong. And for me to win, to get to the Super Bowl, which is the next game is the Super Bowl. So if I win this, I go to the Super Bowl. But for me to win, to get to the Super Bowl, or even win the Super Bowl, I need all of my running backs. I need all of my running backs to beast, man. And I feel if Joe Mixon don't beast, if he don't at least get me 15 points, like I'm not going to win this game. Luckily, Chuba Hubbard plays Arizona Cardinals. Their run defense is suspect. And Bijan Robinson, they play the Giants today. You know, their run defense is very suspect. He should go all the way ham on them. But hold on. Excuse me. But he got Josh Jacobs and he got James Conner. And they've been having a great, fantastic season. James Conner plays Carolina Panthers, who run defense sucks. All of their defense sucks. And Josh Jacobs plays New Orleans. The New Orleans Saints, who run defense also sucks. I'm a little nervous because this team is very strong. The only kink in his armor is probably Brock Purdy playing against the Miami defense, whose pass defense has been tough all season. And Isaiah Pacheco, who just coming back from an injury past couple of games. He hasn't really done anything, worth concerning since he's come back from injury. But this is pretty much what it is. So we're in the playoffs. Games start today. So let's get to my winning percentage real quick, because as I stated in my previous lives, that for me to main for anyone, I believe for anyone to claim that a greatest a greatest coach ever or anything like that, that your winning percentage has to at least be 55% and above. This season, I'm right below 55%. I'm 54 point something percent. Let's get to it because I did the math. So hold on. I'm 54.8%. Luckily, thank God. Well, not thank God, but my other team got kicked out of the playoffs, I only have to focus on this one last team for these final 2 games. If I do win these final 2 games, which is, the quarterfinal, the semifinal and then the final, it's going to put my winning percentage right back above 55%. It's going to be like 55 point something percent. I forgot what it was. But I need to win these 2 games so I can keep claiming to be, the greatest coach ever in fantasy football. So, and if I do, that will put me above 55%, and I will have 3 Super Bowl trophies instead of just 2. And that's with only 7 teams. Again, for the past 6 seasons, I've only been doing 1 team. This season, for some reason, I did 2 teams. Not for some reason, I tried to, up my winning percentage greatly, thinking I was going to beast in both leagues, but unfortunately, I didn't. But that's still pretty good. That's still pretty much elite status. 7 teams, 2 trophies, and these 7 teams includes 5 teams from this season. So it's really 5 teams, 2 trophies. But after this league, we'll see if I can get this. After this season, we'll see if I can get the Super Bowl win. So it'll put me at over 55%. 7 teams and 3 Super Bowl trophies. And I don't, what I'm saying? Like, I still haven't seen anybody's stats that's been greater than these. Like, a few people may have, between 54 to 56, 57% winning percentage, but I've only seen somebody have 1 trophy, some had no trophies. Like, you got to back it up with Super Bowl wins with a very high winning percentage. So we'll see how this goes. I'll come back. I'm definitely going to do another update. Before I was saying, I was going to do like an update every week. I found that there's no reason for me to do an update every week. It'll just be kind of like just showing you if I won or lost. I can pretty much go through, the half of the season without an update, or pretty much the bulk of the season without an update, and just update you guys at the end of the season, just running back and show you, what's transpired throughout that season. I don't need to do, a live every week just to prove, whatever. I'll just do it close to the, middle of the season, end of the season, anything like that. But now, being that I'm in the playoffs, I'm going to come back on Monday to show if I won that matchup and see if I'm going to make it to the Super Bowl or not, and let you guys know, what's going on this journey. But yeah, this is the like I say, I am the greatest fantasy football player to ever do it. Until I see another person who has, over 55% winning percentage with 2 Super Bowls under their belt, I mean, I'm still claiming it. And hopefully this will get more people, more and more fantasy football, more and more fantasy football players, who we, in which we love doing this, to broadcast their, their season, their winning percentage, pretty much all of their stats. So if someone wants to claim and take my title of being the greatest fantasy football player ever, I'm saying, I implore you, please show me your stats. I want to get lots more fantasy football players to, show their stats up on YouTube, being that fantasy football it seems like every season, every year, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. All of these channels that's dedicated to, fantasy football and talk about fantasy football and players and, who to start, who not to start. It seems like every season this gets bigger. So I would love to see more and more people who are fantasy football fanatics, start, detailing their season each and every season. But we'll see. We'll see if it happens. We'll see if that starts to become a thing or not. It seems like I'm the first and only person to do this, as far as chronicalizing my journey, and as far as my wins and losses and everything like that. But I'm gonna come back on here on Monday or Tuesday and update to see if I won this matchup or not, and see if I'm going to make it to the Super Bowl. And that's pretty much it. So like, comment, subscribe, so you guys can continue to follow me and stay updated on this conquest. Until then, until next time, I'm out. Peace.